Hello friends, I'm Jagdish Park Associate. Today's topic is engineering thermodynamics. So in engineering thermodynamics, I will be explaining a concept from the chapter first law of thermodynamics, and the name of the concept is constant temperature process. Okay, so before going to this video, please press the subscribe button of our channel, the Mechanical Engineers theme, and also click the bell icon so that you will get the notifications for new videos. Okay, so let's begin. First of all, the another name for constant temperature process is isothermal process. So, in this constant temperature process, you will be studying about three things. First, the relationship between the pressure and volume values during constant temperature process. Second, the work done during constant temperature process. Third, the heat transfer during constant temperature process. To understand the constant temperature process, scientists have carried out an experiment, and the experiment is: take a piston cylinder. The piston cylinder is being attached to a constant temperature heat reservoir. Now, fill the hot gas inside the piston cylinder. Seal the piston cylinder by using piston. During this constant temperature process, there will be no heat interaction no heat interaction happens between the gas and the surroundings. To be precise, heat will not be transferred from the gas to the surroundings or from the surroundings to the gas. Okay. Now, scientists have moved the piston upward. Therefore, the gas will undergo expansion. During expansion, the pressure and temperature of the hot gas will be decreased and the volume of the hot gas will be increased. When the temperature of the gas is being decreased, immediately heat will be supplied from the constant temperature heat reservoir. Therefore, the temperature of the hot gas will be increased and attains the initial temperature value. Okay. Now, again scientists have moved the piston downward. Therefore, the hot gas will undergo compression. During compression, the pressure and temperature of the hot gas will be increased and the volume of the hot gas will be decreased. When the temperature of the hot gas is being increased, immediately heat will be rejected from the gas and supplied to the constant temperature heat reservoir. That is, heat will be rejected to the constant temperature heat reservoir. Therefore, the temperature of the gas will be decreased and attains the initial temperature value. Okay. So, throughout the constant temperature process, the main function of the constant temperature heat reservoir is to maintain the temperature of the hot gas to be constant. Okay. So during this constant temperature process, scientists have noted the pressure, volume and temperature values. So throughout the process, the temperature values were constant, but pressure and volume values were variable. By using this pressure and volume values, scientists have plotted a PV diagram. So this is the PV diagram. You can see here the pressure values are plotted along y-axis and volume values are plotted along x-axis. So in y-axis there are two pressure values. One is P1 and another is P2. And in x-axis also there are two values. The one is V1 and another one is V2. This 1 is nothing but the pressure and volume values at state 1, and 2 is nothing but the pressure and volume values at state 2. So scientists have joined the state 1 and state 2 by equilateral hyperbola. By drawing equilateral hyperbola. So friends, please remember the shape of the PV diagram of a constant temperature process is a equilateral hyperbola. Okay. So friends, now I am going to give some important terms, definitions of some important terms in this constant temperature process. First of all, in this concept, all the formulas is being derived by considering expansion process, not compression process. Okay, please remember this. So the work done and heat transfer formula is being derived by considering expansion process, not the compression process. Okay. So now we will let's get into the important terms. First, state 1. State 1 is nothing but the condition of the hot gas before heat is being supplied from the constant temperature heat reservoir. Okay. State 2 is condition of the hot gas after heat is being supplied from the constant temperature heat reservoir. P1, V1, T1 are the pressure, volume and temperature values of the hot gas before heat is being supplied from the constant temperature heat reservoir. P2, V2, T2 are the pressure, volume and temperature values of the hot gas after heat is being supplied from the constant temperature heat reservoir. M is the mass of the gas. Remember, throughout the process, the mass of the gas remains constant because the hot gas is being completely the hot gas which is inside the cylinder is being completely sealed by piston, so there is no chance of escape of gas. Okay, therefore the mass of the gas remains constant throughout the process. Now R is nothing but gas constant value. Gas constant value is a universal value. Whether you heat a gas or you cool a gas, the gas constant value will be same. Okay, so throughout this constant temperature process, the gas constant value will be same. Okay, so these are the important terms in this constant temperature process. Now we will understand the relationship between the pressure and volume values during constant temperature process. To understand this relationship, we will use ideal gas law. First of all, why we have to use ideal gas law? Why? Because by using ideal gas law, we can understand the relationship between the pressure, volume and temperature of a gas. So that's why we are using ideal gas law. And the basic formula for ideal gas law is PV is equal to mRT, where P is pressure, V is volume, M is mass, R is gas constant, T is temperature. So now I will apply ideal gas law on state 1. By applying ideal gas law on state 1, we can understand the relationship between the pressure, volume and temperature values of the hot gas at state 1. Okay, so the formula for ideal gas law of state 1 is P1 V1 is equal to mR T1. Now again, I am going to apply ideal gas law on state 2. By applying ideal gas law on state 2, we can understand the relationship between the pressure, volume and temperature of the hot gas at state 2. So the formula for ideal gas law of the hot gas at state 2 is P2V2 is equal to mR T2. Okay. Next, I am going to divide this ideal gas law of hot gas at state 1 and ideal gas law of hot gas at state 2. Okay, I mean I'm going to divide these two formulas. We get P1 V1 divided by P2 V2 is equal to mR T1 divided by mR T2. So here in this LHS we cannot cancel any one of these terms because all are variables. P1 V1 P2 V2 all are variables, but in this RHS the mass of the gas at state 1 and the mass of the gas at state 2 can be cancelled because, as I said earlier, the mass of the gas remains constant throughout the process. So we can cancel these two masses. Okay. Next, we can cancel this R because gas constant value is same same throughout the process. Okay. Next, we can cancel this T1 and T2 because this is a constant temperature process. So after cancelling all the constant terms in the RHS, we get 1. So the next step will be P1 V1 divided by P2 V2 is equal to 1. Now bring this P2 V2 to the RHS. We get P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. So friends, this is the relationship between the pressure and volume values volume values of the hot gas during constant temperature process. Now we will find the total work done during this constant temperature process. For finding the total work done, we will apply thermodynamic work done formula, and the formula is dou W is equal to PdV, where dou W is differential work, P is pressure, dV is change in volume or differential volume. First of all, I will give you the definition of total work done of this constant temperature process, and the definition is the amount of work done in changing the condition of hot gas from state 1 to state 2. So this is the definition of total work done of this constant temperature process. Okay, so in this thermodynamic work done formula they have given differential work, that is dou W. They have not given the total work done. So first of all we have to convert this dou W to total work done. For that we have to integrate this dou W between the limits state 1 and state 2. Okay, now in this RHS, PdV are variables, that is during this constant temperature process, both pressure and volume values are variables. To be precise, the pressure value of hot gas at state 1 and pressure value of hot gas at state 2 are different. Similarly, the volume value of hot gas at state 1, the volume value of hot gas at state 2 are different. So we have to integrate this PdV between the limit state 1 and state 2. So the next step will be integration of dou W between the limit state 1 and state 2 is equal to integration of PdV between the limit state 1 and state 2. Friends, work done is a path function. So generally, path function cannot be integrated. That is, this dou W cannot be integrated. But this term integration of dou W between the limit state 1 and state 2 can be rewritten as 1W2, where 1W2 is total work done. So friends, please remember, I have not done any substitution for this term integration of dou W between the limit state 1 and state 2. I have rewritten this term as 1W2 because integration of dou W between the limit state 1 and state 2 is the total work done. Friends, you can write down this term integration of dou W between the limits state 1 and state 2 till the end of this derivation. But for writing convenience, scientists have rewritten this term integration of dou W between the limit state 1 and state 2 as 1W2. Okay. So now in this RHS, pressure and volume values are variable. So we cannot integrate this PdV. If any one of these terms would have been constant, then we would have been integrated this PdV, but both are variable, so we cannot integrate this term PdV. So in this situation, I am going to make a substitution for this P. That is, I am going to change this pressure to volume. That is, I am going to write this pressure in terms of volume. For that, I am going to use the basic formula of ideal gas law, which is PV is equal to mRT. Friends, in this process, that is throughout this process, the mass of the gas constant value, the temperature of the gas remains constant. So we can rewrite this mRT as C, where C is constant. Okay. Nothing, I am going to rewrite this mRT as C. Okay, so the next step will be PV is equal to C. Now bring this V to the RHS. We get P is equal to C by V. Now I am going to substitute the C by V for this P. Okay, so the next step will be 1W2 is equal to integration of C by V dV between the limits state 1 and state 2. So in this RHS, C is constant, so we can take it as common. So the next step will be 1W2 is equal to C into integration of 1 by V dV between the limits state 1 and state 2. So here 1 by V dV is log V, because there is a basic integration formula, and the formula is integration of 1 by x dx is log x. So similarly, integration of 1 by v dv will be log v. So the next step will be 1w2 is equal to c into log of v between the limits state 1 and state 2. Now I am going to apply this limits on this log v. We get 1w2 is equal to c into log of v2 minus log of v1. Now again I am going to make a substitution for this log v2 minus log v1. For that I am going to apply a basic logarithm formula, and the formula is log of a minus log of b is log of a by b. So similarly, log of v2 minus log of v1 will be log of v2 by v1. So the next step will be 1w2 is equal to c into log of v2 by v1. Okay. Now again I am going to make a substitution for this c. As I said earlier, the mass of the gas constant value, the temperature of the gas remains constant throughout the process. So similarly, the formula for ideal gas law of hot gas at state 1 can be rewritten as P1V1 is equal to C, because mRT1 will be constant. Therefore, this mRT1 can be rewritten as C. So P1V1 is equal to C. Similarly, the formula for ideal gas law of hot gas at state 2 can be rewritten as P2V2 is equal to C, because mRT2 is C. That is, I am going to rewrite this mRT2 as C. Okay, so P2V2 is equal to C. So now we can either substitute this P1V1 or P2V2 for this C. So by substituting either one of these two terms, we get 1W2 is equal to P1V1 log V2 by V1 or P2V2 log V2 by V1. Okay, so friends, this is the total work done during constant temperature process. That is the formula for total work done during constant temperature process, or work done during expansion process of constant temperature process. Okay. Now we will find the total heat transfer during constant temperature process. For finding the total heat transfer, we will apply first law of thermodynamics of closed system, and the formula is 1Q2 is equal to delta U plus 1W2, where 1Q2 is total heat transfer, delta U is total change in internal energy, 1W2 is total work done. So in this formula, delta U is 0 because the temperature of the gas remains constant throughout the process. Therefore, the internal energy of the hot gas will not be changed. It remains constant. Therefore, delta U will be 0. Okay? And you know 1W2 is P1 V1 log V2 by V1 or P2 V2 log V2 by V1. Okay? So I will substitute P1 V1 log V2 by V1. So the next step will be 1Q2 is equal to 0 plus P1 V1 log V2 by V1. So 0 plus P1 V1 log V2 by V1 is P1 V1 log V2 by V1. So the next step will be 1Q2 is equal to P1 V1 log V2 by V1. So friends, this is the formulae of total heat transfer during constant temperature process. So you can see here the formulae of work done and the formulae of heat transfer is same. Okay, so in constant temperature process the formula of work done and formula of heat transfer is same. Okay, so friends, this brings an end to the explanation part of this video. I hope you all would have understood. If any doubts are there, please do comment in comment box, and remember to like, share and comment on our videos. Thank you friends.